one video. This is a video for, and it's not even. I'm not a whore. This is why they fight. Let me do this. Let me do this video. This is why they fight. Okay? And if I don't, whatever. They fight me because look at this. I'm in Florida. Satan, God helped me to know that Satan would do this to me way before it happened. Like, he led me to Job 2 where it said skin for skin. So I knew Satan was going to come, and he led me to other things to help me to know what possibly could happen if it was concerning my faith or someone else. And so the whole thing is that the adversary, I think it was just some, all of a sudden there was like mold, the smell of mold. And then I had acne. And then for some time, it was like a strange acne that basically, like, you squeeze the skin and there's no bump, right? There's no, like, you would see like a little white ball of staphylococci or whatever bacteria. None of that. It's just, you just feel a lump there. And I squeezed it and staphylococci came out, like, just out of the skin. And then it happened here. And I think this was a natural just bump or whatever that needed to be popped. And then there was one on my nose. And so that's what I'm experiencing here in Florida. But God already told me that this was going to be happening, skin for skin. So one of the things that I experienced is that I, like, prayed over my rag, washed my face, and then the scar here, like, it started to peel, and I started to peel it off. But it wasn't fully healed, because if it was fully healed, I wouldn't see this, right? So at the time, no, I'm saying something. They're messing with my brain, the wizards. The When I did the peel, the skin, like, it seemed like it still needed to heal a little bit, but I didn't have this scar, right? This is it being healed, right? So there's going to be a scar. And so this is my skin being the way it is. And when you see the light goes in and out, is they're fighting for me to be a darker shade of brown. So basically, skin for skin, this is what I'm experiencing here in Florida. Like, I experienced a warfare, where Satan actually attacked my skin. And God helped me to know that before it happened. So the only thing that I can say is some concealer. But in Florida, I went to Macy's, and it's like the number concealer, they were out of it. And then that concealer doesn't even cover the darkness that I accumulated over time being in Florida over my eyes. So I would need a different, it's almost as if I need to, because I stayed inside. And so, when I was in Orlando or in Jamaica, my skin pigmentation or the shade of brown would be darker. But when I stay inside, obviously you would see like these parts of my face where the shade of brown is lighter. And so they have a problem with that. So Satan attacks my skin here in South Florida. So what I have to do is I don't, I probably could get some concealer, but to even conceal my eyes, the dark circles around my eyes, it's like I would have to get two concealers to even try to conceal anything. Like it has to be like the lighter shade of my skin, because I started to go back to my original complexion staying inside. And then I have to get another concealer on top of it. It's just crazy. Um I don't know. I don't know if I have to go back to all the way to New York City to actually get a concealer or someone to help me. I mean, the other lady tried to help me, but it was like I would have to buy two concealers. So, and before I would just need one concealer, and if there's any little, these little freckles here, I would just put just a little concealer here under my eyes or around my eyes, and any little dark spot, and that's pretty much it. I didn't need much. Now, I don't know. It probably take a year before these actually would fade away, or a couple months, and I probably would need just a different I, I I would need help with concealers, whatever. But I'm really tired, and the Wizards, their activity down here in South Florida, it keeps me from sleeping the way I should sleep. Like even while I'm sleeping, they're just disturbing me within the sleep. Um. So basically, that's the skin for skin warfare down here. So I'm fearfully and wonderfully made, but that's the warfare. And then I like it. Some people don't. Some people may, the Wizards, they try to find fault with it. But they broke my tooth. The Wizards inspired someone to push the door. To make a long story short, to push the door in my face. And it broke my tooth. And so yeah, the Satan is behind the skin for skin thing, right? The destruction of you. And I believe, if I were to go into it, this woman that showed up, popped up, um, concerning her, she wanted my God-given spouse in the house of the Lord. And basically, I never really sought the Lord about her, because young person, you people come in, you think they want, they're just there to worship God, and you're not thinking, I'm not thinking I'm going to be into some kind of competition with her for him. Um, but they went off into fornication and adultery for about 1 to 2 years. Who knows if they're back together? I don't care. God helped me to know the deception in them being together. So it's like, whatever. Anybody want to advertise it like, oh, it's so royal, or it's like legit? I'm not deceived. So anyway, yes, God, I saw the word. I know why God led me to that word, but I won't say it. So anyway, um, basically, the adversary will fight against you. And one of the ways he will fight against you is your physical appearance, right? Because I have this wig on and I'm comfortable with the wig on. And in South Florida, they have gnats. Like I have 4C textured here. So you go out in South Florida, and what happened to me at one point was that the gnats they're just flying around being gnats, right? And one of them just went into my hair, and I have my satin bonnet on, and a couple of days after, it's like, I guess, I don't know what I did or what I was doing. I don't know if I was combing my hair or whatever it was. I saw the gnat in my hair. I took a gnat out of my hair. It was up in there for a couple of days. So I believe in, like, especially here in the USA, if you go out and, with the pollution, and you had COVID, and you have all these air pollution and all that kind of stuff, and it's good to also protect your hair from too much sun too. um One of the things that I believe in is covering your head. I mean, if you want to cover it with a scarf or a hat, um or a wig, do that. Whatever you feel comfortable with, right? And then the wizard would attack me and my health, and I was anemic for some time. Pardon me. I was anemic for some time. So I would feel really weak, right? So to comb my hair and to do certain activities, it was like, to keep up with that was a bit of a struggle. So to get a wig to cover your head, I mean, I recommend, if you want to wear a hat, if you want to wear a scarf, it's up to you. But do consider there's air pollution. Now, you don't have to wear it all the time. I mean, if some people have shortcuts and whatever, just seek the Lord, what's best for you, at what makes you comfortable. That's the adversary works so that we won't feel comfortable. Right? I'm comfortable with this wig on. And yes, I have 4C textured here. I think I'm not afraid to show my hair. I have 4C textured here. And yep, you see, I'm gray. I'm not a child. I'm not a toy. And um this is actually, I believe, the longest I've ever seen my natural hair like grow. And so when you just do it in the for like just put some twists, you just leave it. Although it's good to comb it out every day, your hair will grow. Because I had cut my hair at one point, like what you would say, a boy cut or short cut. Yes. And I would just pretty much do this, and twist then, or just leave the hair, and maybe once a week or every 2 weeks comb it or something like that, which especially being anemic or not well, and it would just grow. Now if I relaxed it, it would be really long, considering the length. But I just and then it's like a lot too. So this is me, and I have some gray hair. I'm 40. And so this is me with the natural hair. And then my skin, it goes back to its complexion. Because if I were to, I guess, show the other parts of my body that's not tanned by the sun, you would see a lighter complexion, a lighter shade of brown. So the adversary would fight. But I think I like this. I used Beautiful Beginnings. There's this product from Beautiful Beginnings that basically it will help soften, or it's not a perm, it's not a texturizer, but it helps to soften the hair in some way, shape, or form. That's what I used. So when I comb out my hair, it's not so difficult. But I do need sacred products. When I have money, God willing, that's what I will buy, God willing. Because it's good to keep it moisturized, as Miss Dulce would say. Um, it's good to moisturize, and it's good to comb it out every now and then. But if you're not well and you don't have your God-given spouse to help you, God helps you, and you just do your best. And so you just put it in twists and put a satin bonnet over it, and God will give you strength to comb it out when you need to comb it out. All right. Um, so yeah, the level of warfare. It's almost like hair, skin, and nails. Cause my nails also became very brittle. Like, when you're anemic, it's your nails break a lot. You experience a lot of breakage. Now it's not so bad. Um, but yeah, I went through. But God is faithful, and God is with me. God knew my God-given spouse, um, that he would be with his own struggles spiritually, um, and with his own desires. So, um, when I would complain, like, he should be here, when the wizard was making me bleed excessively and all that kind of stuff to help me, and um God led me to the scripture where it says, um the devotion part of me that says, um but God is faithful, who will establish you and keep you from evil. And then when I complain again, well, he should be here, whatever. I was led to, this is within recent years, I was led to Proverbs 25:18. And once I hit 19, I knew what God was saying. Like, he basically he wasn't faithful. He was an unfaithful man, and I'm trying to have confidence in him being such a person, and that person, that's not who he was, especially towards me, and definitely not towards God. He wasn't faithful. So, right? Because if you're double-minded, when the Simona comes up and carry on and whatever, instead of walking in the straight and narrow, your heart is not strong. Your flesh would be weak and your spirit would be willing, or you're not gonna stand. He couldn't stand. He was divided within himself. Because if you're talking to me, that's one thing, but then if you have an agendas behind my back, that's another thing. That's still being double-minded. So, although, if you want to just say recently, or some text message like, oh, he's not willing, if it came from him, who knows? Because people mess with the phone nowadays and send text messages. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And anyway, moving forward, God can help us. So God can help us. All right. So I have this wig. I feel comfortable in it. If it's my typical appearance, if I go out, I don't think the passport place should give me trouble concerning it. But yeah, that's pretty much, this is pretty much it. And no, I don't have, what do you call it, the eye, when your eye like comes together a little bit, slow eye or something like that. No, I if you look at a certain point, your eyes will whatever. But if I look like this, you don't see it together. Anyway, yeah. So that's pretty much it. Warfare that you can experience, especially due to your God-given spouse rejecting you, causing you to be reproached and making these wizards hyper. You know, they're like excited that he rejected me, so they come up with things almost on a daily basis, like, you know, to mess with me mentally concerning him. But God has been my help.